Alicia. Marley, just the person I needed to see. Me too. Now, how do I go to court looking elegant and understated without being mistaken for you? Brilliant. Thanks. You okay? More or less. Now, if I can just find a pair of earrings to go with this. I'm so sorry that I've been out of it lately, but I've just been on full-time worry about Ryan. I know he's been under a lot of pressure from the trial. Yeah, and waiting for the jury to come in with a verdict. Horrendous. I can imagine. How's Rachel doing? Hanging in there, just. I sent Stephen over there today, in part, just to keep her distracted. Well, that should help. Actually, I've had some other things on my mind. Jamie, right? Well, at least things are cool with you guys. Aren't they? Unfortunately, things aren't quite as good as they seem. Why? What happened? It's Paulina. I think she's trying to come between us.
Jamie, can I talk to you for a minute?
I don't have time, Jake.
Well, I thought family was a priority with you.
You're not family.
Is that why it's okay for you to push my wife back to her ex-lover?
I love this house, every brick.
I think it loves you.
It loves us. The two of us, the idea of us together.
Would you believe 13 coats of paint?
Oh, so what? They were overly enthusiastic. Maybe painting was a Zen experience for Frederick. Okay, the wind chimes can go right here.
Yeah?
And for the crystals, they'll catch the light through the stained glass. It'll be magic. Cass, there wasn't any wind. It's the spirit of the people who live here. I know it. They want us to be here. And they want us to be married.
Oh, my marriage may not have been legal, Mary Frances, but it sure took. What I wouldn't give to have you walk through that door right now.
Well, I hope I did right by you setting you up down here.
You're absolved.
I insisted. You need your rest.
Oh, rest is boring.
Yeah, for you.
Mailman.
Hey, man. Hi. Come in. Thank you.
So, still under house arrest?
I'm going stir crazy.
She wants to be in the mainstream. So?
Jury's still out.
Well, I can't stay too long, but I thought I would bring you up to date.
What do you think?
I think that just about anything can happen right now. Frankie, you've done your bit. Carl's going to jail. We both worked too long and too hard for that not to happen.
I just wish I could be in that courtroom leading the cheers when he's sentenced.
Frankie, you're lucky that you're here at all.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Frankie, when I was in that hospital, I thought that I'd lost my best friend.
Hey, can't keep a good woman down, can you?
So what is this, some special herbal brew for bomb victims?
I always have thrown myself into my work, haven't I? Mm-hmm. So, Ryan, what is it with you?
With me?
Honey, I have followed every line on that trial and every broadcast. You took a dive.
That's not what happened, Frankie.
Why did you let them make you out to be some RoboCop fanatic? You had Carl right where you wanted.
Frankie, I know this is going to be hard for you to handle. It was for me.
I'm listening.
I've never really been big into family.
And having met your father, I can understand
And
why.
my brother and I, we have had a rivalry going, and sometimes it was up front, sometimes it was kept under wraps.
And I assume we're leading to a butt here?
But when I was on the witness stand and Dana was grilling me and it came down to my career or my family, the choice became crystal clear to me. I had to protect my brother.
You felt if Grant's connection to Carl were exposed...
He would lose the election and trash his career.
Oh, which is much more important than your career.
Look, Frankie, I know that politics sometimes isn't pretty, but I know what Grant stands for, and he can do a lot of good from the Senate.
What about you?
I'll be all right.
Okay. I buy that.
Frankie, if I didn't think we could get Carl my way, then I would have done things differently.
Of course, it helps that your father is sure you made the right decision.
For a change. Frankie, I did. You can't just throw away loved ones just because you don't agree with everything they say or do.
Oh, I am such a flake. I mean, here you are hurting and I am just running off at the mouth. Sit. I'm not sure I can sit still. So fidget. I want you to sit there while I tell you some truths. A, I am not a big fan of Paulina's, as we all know, but B, I still think she's very interested in Grant. Not Jamie, who, C, is still very much in love with you. Comprendo? It's not that I doubt Jamie loves me. Madly. Maybe I am overreacting. Just a tad. To what, anyway? It's just I keep catching Paulina in all these little lies. It's probably just habit with her. I mean, look where she comes from. Catch me, will you? Oh, well. Maybe it takes one to know one. I don't know. They've just been getting awful close. And lately, she's been sort of dependent. I mean, almost clingy. Honey, you said something before about overreacting. The more I think about it, Marley, I was with you in Switzerland, and I know what those doctors said about that drug you're taking. Now, maybe, do you think it's just playing havoc with your hormones? That is not it. Okay, maybe you're just stressed out from all the tests, or just feeling a little obsessed with the whole baby business in general. Why is it? It's all right for you to get mad and just accuse anybody of everything you want to, and nobody questions your mental health. But if I get mad, all of a sudden it's in my head or my hormones. Maybe because you're the together twin? Where is that written? I mean, can't I get mad without some kind of diagnosis? You're right, of course. I mean, I'm sick and tired of always having to be the model of compassion and understanding. I wondered how you did it all these years. Well, it's starting to wear a little thin. I mean, especially with Paulina around all the time, always being so needy, and of course, Jamie always being there for her. Jamie always did have a kind of weakness for that sort of thing. So, I mean, maybe I'm not demented. Demented what? I mean, all I said was I didn't think you sounded like yourself. Well, maybe it's time for a change. I mean, that felt good. Just letting off some steam. Hey, I swear by it. I should probably try to be more like you in a lot of ways. Such as? Listening to my feelings, just acting on my emotions. So go for it. Yeah. Maybe the next time I don't like the way Paulina's acting around Jamie, I'm just gonna haul off and swing one at her. I was thinking maybe we could find some middle ground. You know what I mean. I'll tell you what. I'm going over to Grant's to do a little campaign work, and while I'm over there, I'll do a little digging around about him and Paulina. If you're right, and she really is a threat to you, promise you'll let me take the first swing.
You want to split me and Paulina up, and you'll use anybody you can to do it.
Jake, you give me far too much credit. I'm way too busy to sabotage your marriage, whatever my doubts about it are.
Who are you to question my marriage, Jamie?
Well, it can't be too strong if it's threatened by Grant and Paulina passing the time of day together.
Threatened any way you can.
You know what the trouble with you is? You think that everyone else uses your kind of tactics.
I'll tell you what, you just quit butting in on my life, all right?
Paulina is part of my life.
This isn't
She
about
is my-
Paulina. You hate my guts. The last thing you want to see me do is put my life back together.
Jake, frankly, I couldn't give a damn about your life, but I won't see you hurting Paulina.
Oh, well, hey, whoa, you're gunning for me, huh, Jamie?
Well, you can draw your own conclusions. But if I were you, I'd keep my eyes open.
Don't worry, I will.
Because if Paulina needs me, I'll be there.
Hey, tell me something, Jamie. What if Marley needs you?
Marley is none of your business. Don't even say her name.
And you stay out of my face and you stay away from my life.
Jake, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Whose side are you on, anyway? I'm sorry, After everything that's happened with Frankie in the trial, I'm a little strung out myself.
Thank you.
No hard feelings, Jamie?
I'll go see how Mom's doing.
It's typical, Jamie. I just stick out my hand of friendship, just walk
sock
away.
in it, would you? I'm the only one here now.
I don't know what's going on between you and the good doctor, but you're not helping our general picture of wedded bliss out by sticking up for him over
Do you
your
have the
husband.
slightest respect for what my family is going through right now?
What your family's going through.
Yes, my family.
What about me? Iris is sharpening her claws. Jamie is doing everything he can to undermine this marriage.
There is no marriage, Jake. Don't you think you're just getting a little carried away?
Fine. Let's get out of here.
What?
The two of us, let's make like a couple. Let's go have some fun.
What, right now?
No,
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. We can go bowling or get some pizza. How about if we shoot a couple of rounds of miniature golf?
Oh, for Pete's
Because if I don't get out of here, I think I'm gonna pop and we may
So
blow
go.
this whole vibe. Like, you know, if
Go.
we want to bring this
Go.
off, we have to at least act like a couple sometimes.
No, that is way beyond the Call of Duty, babe. I'm sorry, I can't go out with you. Rachel might need me, Jake. Quarry residence.
Paulina, wonderful. I want to see you again.
Grant, hi. Is it about the fundraiser?
About us. We need to finish our talk.
I'd like that.
Can I see you a little later?
Let me see if I can get away. I'll call you back, okay?
Soon.
Of course. Bye.
Oh, no.
Excuse me?
No more little meetings with Grant, honey. Looks bad.
Grant and I are working on the fundraiser together.
I'm telling you, wifey. You blow this deal by blowing our cover, and I'll blow you out of Quarry Land.
Please, what is with you lately?
Me.
Yes, you. You know that I'm still in love with Grant. You know I want him back, and you know that this is what our deal is all about.
Just keeping up with appearances, that's all.
So why are you acting like a jealous husband when it's only me who's around?
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here, obviously.
How come you were able to get...
Dean. He gave me a key. I'm doing a piece on what happened to Frankie. I wanted to soak up her atmosphere.
Oh, research?
Right.
So you're writing again, that's good.
I hope so.
The couple who used to live in this house before us were here for 60 years. Have you seen this?
JM and FT?
Juliet Morgan and Frederick Turner. They had one of those dinosaur marriages. By that, I mean the extinct kind.
Guess I'd give anything to, take back the last few months.
Please don't say that.
I mean it. I wish I had never come back into your life. I feel I've done more damage than Carl.
Kathleen, Knowing you were alive, being with you again, I can never regret that.
Come on, Cass.
No, really. When I thought you were dead, there was a part of me that died too. When I found out that you were still alive.
Woke you right up, huh?
The first time I set eyes on you again, all I wanted was to get it all back.
Not possible, I guess.
And I guess that the only thing that we can do now is reclaim our own lives.
Well, I have a feeling that you start right here. So I'm going to leave you, and I will come back another time when I know nobody's here.
You take care of yourself, Kathleen.
Oh, of course. Why don't you start by carving some new initials on that window seat?
So, how's my boy doing?
He's fine. He's just fussy. I don't think John heard him because he was in the shower. You want some more tea?
No, I'm fine, Charlene.
Nope, I'm fine too.
Okay. Listen, Ryan, if you'd like to stay for lunch, we'd love to have...
You okay, Charlene?
What? Oh, yeah, sure. It's just a bill I forgot to pay. Would you excuse me just a second, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Charlene, I know it's hard for you to understand, but John deserves more than you can give him in your condition. I plan to make him my own and give him what he needs, but you're still in the way. You leave me no choice. Taylor. She's dead. The woman isn't dead. May I speak to the manager, please? She's dead. Cindy. Taylor said so.
This is Mr. Walsh. May I help you?
Oh, yes, I hope so. I'm calling from Bay City. My name is Charlene Hudson, and I just received a letter from one of your guests, Dr. Taylor Benson. And I was wondering if you could tell me if she's registered there now.
No, Mrs. Hudson, she isn't. I had that letter forwarded to you. The maid found it behind the nightstand.
Oh, so you have no idea how long it might have been there?
Oh, that's right. It could have been there for months.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Not at all, ma'am.
Months ago. The medical convention. That's what it must have been.
Who are you talking to?
I bet John and Charlene are happy to have some ordinary problems nowadays.
Ain't that the truth? They've come through so much.
Well, I'm glad you had a family to come to.
Couldn't have gotten through this without them. Cass and I would have been anxiously awaiting our baby by now. We would have been a family if everything hadn't gotten... Sorry, wrong track again. Did I tell you that he blamed me for the miscarriage, Ryan?
Cass probably didn't know what he was doing or saying.
What does that say about us? About our relationship, what it had come down to, you know? At the moment that there should have been compassion and understanding, which I tried to give him about Kathleen, at that very instant there was accusation and distrust. How am I supposed to deal with that? How am I supposed to trust myself?
Yeah, I know what you're feeling right now, because even though, well, Vicky and I, we don't have such monumental problems, well, trust is a big problem right now.
I sure wish you luck, honey, because
Hey, Frankie, When Cass was in the hospital, you should have seen him. We were told that you were gone, and it was as if he brought you back by a sheer force of will.
I did see him, Ryan. I saw him, I felt him, and I came back. And then he did that to me.
If you fought that hard to come back, then isn't it worth fighting just a little bit more to see if you can work through this?
I think I've used it all up, Ryan. All the fight, all the energy, maybe even all the love. I used to have all this stuff in here, you know, this rage, this push to get Carl, to chase down Signet, to win Cass back from Kathleen, and now there's nothing there. I feel empty.
I just think that you are exhausted, and so is Cass. And I don't think that you're empty. I think that you're angry, and you might just have a right to feel that way. But if you hold on to that, then you're going to lose everything that you fought so hard to come back for.
You're something else, you know that. The fact that you care so much, I don't think I could have ever made it through these past few months without you.
Sorry. Hi.
Cass.
Listen, I've got some things to sew up before the jury gets out. You be good.
I will.
Give her time. Take care.
Yeah.
Please don't shut me out now.
Hello.
I thought you'd be waiting around with Ryan for the jury to come in.
Yeah, well, he has things to do, and so do I. Besides, I wanted to stop by and take a look at the campaign itinerary and see, thanks, when I was needed next week.
Everything all right?
Yeah, things are good. Well, okay, things are better. I wanted to thank you for the shoulder and the big pep talk about Suzanne.
As I said, commitment's the name of the game.
I know, and I heard you. I'm telling you, next time some beautiful, brainy creature comes to town out of Ryan's past, scratch your eyes out.
I don't think you have to worry about that. Ryan adores you.
Still, I wanted to thank you for taking me seriously. I was scared.
I know where you're coming from.
You do?
It's never easy to think about the person you love being with someone else, even if it doesn't count anymore.
I'll be frank. I want to talk to you about Paulina. Marley's just been wondering about the time she spends with Jamie.
Paulina?
They've gotten very close.
Well, of course they're close. Paulina's never had a family. Jamie's very supportive.
True, but she does have a history of manhunt. All right, I'm sorry, that was a little bit harsh, but still, I mean, there was Jake, and then there was you, and then there was Jake again. Now, all of a sudden, Jamie seems to be the confidant of choice.
You really dislike her, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, that is beside the point.
No, I think that's where this rather ugly conjecture's coming from.
You protect her, too. Now, how does she do that?
I don't think Paulina deserves this kind of attack.
Do you still care?
She's a married woman, Vicky, and I'm a candidate for the United States Senate.
So what? Things change. All right, look, all I'm saying is be forewarned. If you won't listen to my antenna, at least listen to my sister's. She's the together twin.
Vicky,
Yeah?
there was a call from Ryan.
Oh, no problem. I'll take it in here.
No, he couldn't stay on the line, but he said to tell you to go home right away. It's urgent.
It's Carl. It has to be. He's trying to get to Ryan before they lock him up.
Secrets?
Phone? No, nothing major. You just distracted me.
Well, I wish I could follow through on that distraction.
Yeah, well, you know it. Wishing is supposed to make it so, John.
gotta get to the hospital.
You know what? You've covered for those guys so often. Why don't you let them do you a favor?
What is going on here?
What's
Not that I'm
going on is that I
complaining,
have a
but
sudden, intense desire to be as close to you as I can get.
If I was any closer to you, I'd be behind you.
Doing another article on Carl.
Is that a good idea?
For years, I've been afraid of that man. In a way, it's harder to see Cass now, knowing that I can never have him.
I can understand that.
It's amazing the lives that Carl has torn apart. But then again, he's brought people together that you'd never even expect.
Like who?
Well, like me and Grant Harrison.
Yeah? Tell me, when did you and the congressman get friendly?
Oh, it's nothing like that. I've done a few articles on him, interviewed him. I admire his war on crime
Good
thing.
work, though, you know?
What?
Well, you and the future senator. I mean, he's got everything. He's got money, power.
Hello, Dolly. Since when were we into matchmaking?
You were the one that brought him up.
Just in passing, believe me, Jake, I'm not interested in having a relationship. I'm interested in rebuilding my life. Without Cass.
Without anybody.
Just because you are newlywed does not mean that you can push everybody else into wedded bliss. How's it going, by the way?
What? To marriage?
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. I mean, it's not like being married to Marley was, but Paulina's a different person.
Could you maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
She's got special qualities. I notice them more every day.
Hey.
Hi.
Paulina, I should apologize. I hope you know I would never try to destroy a marriage.
I know that.
But I have to wonder if that's really what you have. I know you probably didn't want to hear that, but somebody has to say it.
Thank you.
You're not mad?
It's nice to have someone in my corner, on my side. Feels good.
I guess you always had to fight your own battles. Paulina, by the way, Jake did have a little truth on his side before.
What do you mean?
Well, I happened to let it drop to Grant that we were headed to Sassy's and that you were going to be there. But he did show up on his own.
Well, we had a lot to talk about, you know, about the fundraiser and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a very satisfying evening, all in all.
Oh, yeah. Seeing Sam and Amanda together like that makes you believe in the fact that things can work out.
Real happy ever after stuff.
Oh, yeah. But you and Marley are next. Is she okay?
What do you mean?
I was talking to her at Sassy. She seemed, I don't know, a little
Paulina, I need to speak to Jamie right away. Could you excuse us?
Of course.
Jamie, thanks again.
Sure. Well, come on. Don't keep things from me. What's the big news?
Are you getting everything you need here?
My family and friends are taking very good care of me.
I guess I deserve that.
Why do you assume that everything said is about you, whether you're mentioned or not?
Uh-oh, was I back in the center of the universe again? Used to complain about that a lot. You were right.
Cold comfort.
I guess that's where I must have been when I found out about our baby. Frankie, I see that I've hurt you terribly.
Strangely familiar opening.
I don't know how else to open. I hurt you again.
You're not going to get any more opportunities, Cass.
The thing is, I never meant it. It just came out of my guts, out of this incredible grief that I was feeling, all mixed in with all the other emotions that I was feeling. The absolute joy of having you come back to me.
Please, don't do this, okay? It's not going to change anything. And I really am very tired.
Well, then I'll just beg you to allow me one more purely selfish act. I I need to tell you how I feel.
I don't think I'm ready for this.
I was an infantile clod to take out my hurt and disappointment on you. I can't imagine anyone who would make a better mother than you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm trying to tell you that I understand what you went through when you were carrying our son and when you lost him.
No, I don't think you do.
I spent a little time with Stephen at the Corys the other day. And when I looked into his face, all I could see was our little boy. And I imagined exactly what he would have looked like. He would have looked exactly like you. Except for the bracelets. And I thought of how it would be going to a ball game with him, the only two guys that brought their own turkey dogs. And I thought of how it would be the first time he asked me a question that I couldn't answer.
Cass, please don't do this, please. I know what you're going through. I've been there. But I can't share your pain with you. I can't go there again because I don't want to live through it again. You're going to have to go through this alone.
Like you did. I won't give up, Mary Frances. Love that's strong enough to bring you back from the other side is strong enough to get us through this.
John Hudson, I love you. And everything we've been through makes it stronger, you know that.
I do know that.
We have Gregory to prove it.
Proof? I don't need no stinking proof.
I need to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Do it to myself, to you, to anyone else.
Why today, especially?
Every day. Every day has to be noticed, John. It's treasured. Life is so changeable. It's precarious. It's precious.
I know. When we almost lost Frankie, that point was really driven home.
Yeah.
I see it every day at the hospital. But lately, I've learned to take it one day at a time. I really appreciate what I have. And I have so much.
Don't.
I'm just going to go and check on Gregory. I'll go no further, and I'll be right back. Promise.
Promise. Oh, Ryan, no. Not now when I need you.
Ryan? Ryan, sweetheart, are you all right? Are you okay? Is something wrong? Ryan, is it something that Carl did to you, honey?
Nothing wrong with me that you can't cure.
You scared me half to death. Was this some kind of a ploy to get me home fast?
Learned it from you, babe. At least I didn't holler fire.
Let me up. Let me up. I ought to just march right out of this door.
Well, you ought to, but you won't.
Put me down. Put me down. Well, you're very sure of yourself.
Well, I'm
aren't you?
sure about one thing. That I missed you, and I was hoping that you feel the same way.
Are you kidding?
I figured that we owe us some time together. I put you through an awful lot of tough times during that trial.
Wait a minute. Did the jury come in with a verdict?
No, not yet. But I want to tell you something, verdict or no verdict.
Which is?
I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you about Suzanne.
Oh, please. Is there something else?
No.
Because
There's nothing else, nothing more. I knew that I know that it was a mistake not to mention hurt you because you read into it and that hurt you, and I hate that.
I think when you love someone this much, sometimes it hurts.
I almost lost sight of the most important thing, and that's loving each other, and I don't want that to ever happen again.
You are never going to get the chance.
I just wanted you to know how important this is to me. That day that I walked out.
I actually, think I understand that.
Am I terrific or what?
I think we are fantastic together.
Show me.
I made a vow to you in the hospital never to make the same mistakes with you again. And the biggest mistake I ever made was letting you go. So you see, I can't do that.
But you can't hang on to what you don't have.
No, but I can do everything in my power to win you back, and I promise you I will. Everything.
Cass, if that's everything you came to say, I really am tired.
Oh, sure, I was just on the way out. I was. Here.
No, don't. Please.
I meant to tell you, I stopped by the house and everything looks okay. Roof repair seems to be holding up.
You went to the house?
Yeah, I know I gave you back my set of keys, but I have a confession to make. I kept an extra set for myself. I just couldn't give them up. I couldn't help thinking about the first time we went there. Do you remember?
Not now.
The real estate agent said that it had been empty for years, remember? But the vibrations were so strong. Their spirits, all the love there.
Juliet and Frederick must be so disappointed in us now.
Oh, they left their love in that house. And it brought us together.
Oh, this is better.
Better than what?
Better than being at odds with each other.
When things are a mess with us, honey, I cannot be happy.
Vicky, you think we got a shot at it all?
All being...
Well, you know, the whole 9 yards. The marriage, kids.
That's an interesting concept.
And what does my beautiful bride have on her mind?
Well, just that. I mean, being a bride.
You haven't changed your mind about marrying me.
In a way I have.
Marley.
Oh, wait. The jury's still out on Carol's trial, right?
Right, but that has nothing to do with us.
So, I mean, that means that you could get away for, you know, say, a day or so.
I guess.
Jamie, Vicky and I were talking, and we decided that I don't act on my impulses enough.
That's one of the big differences between the two of you.
Would you hate it if I did?
I doubt it. It just wouldn't seem like you.
Well, maybe it's time for a change. I know that I'm the one who said I wanted a big wedding, but I'm starting to think maybe you're right.
About what?
Jamie, let's get married. Now.
We were both so afraid of marriage. Do you remember how it felt when we walked into that place for the first time? How the feeling of love just seemed to fill the place?
The music was playing.
That's right, baby. The music was playing. The wind chimes were ringing. And you told me then that anything was possible. Because our love was there and you believed in it. And I swear you will again.
But I mean, it wouldn't be your typical run-of-the-mill marriage.
No, certainly not.
No white picket fence.
No, you gotta keep painting them.
Would you be expecting regular home-cooked meals?
The only thing that I know for sure is that I want to wake up with you in my arms in the morning and go to sleep with you by my side at night.
I can live with that.
I want to be there for you, Vicky. Always.
I'd like to believe that you could be. I could be. Wait, what about Stephen? You know, what about vacations and in their in-laws?
Yeah, we'd fight about them.
So we could make up?
Has a certain appeal.
I don't know, Ryan. Just might be doable.
Get married? Now?
Well, Jamie, you know, we could have a big party for everyone when we get back, and, you know, we already have the marriage license from before, so all we really need to do is find a justice of the peace, and we could get married tonight.
Only, I'd marry you anytime, anywhere. If you say tonight, tonight it is!